So we're a few weeks out from occupancy. We've actually had a lot of people while we were here today actually asking where they can book. So that's good. We have not gotten our signage up yet, and we neither have we gotten our fencing up, but we should have power by the end of the day. So today, kind of on last of details. It's something I could pay somebody else to do, but I really want to make sure I do it myself, because if we do it later and it's a pain, it turns into maybe like a $30 mistake to a $1,500 mistake. And that's basically, we go through every single door in the facility. We run them up and down to make sure that they're basically working right. The guys have basically just left, but it's pretty quick for them to come back. If we try to have it happen 2 or 3 or 4 months down the road, then we gotta say, well, how do we know it was our issues with install? If we do it fresh right after we install, we know that it's them, that they didn't install correctly. So you see all these bollard posts back there, got all those covers on except those 2 right there. So got that on right here. And I want to show you real quick inside of a unit right here. So one of the things I'm looking for is that you can see basically this up here. What I'm looking for is this door is going to go up and down, okay? Nice and smooth with resistance. What I don't want to have happen is that when I let go, it falls to the ground immediately, or it slides all the way up and snaps up to the top. That's gonna warp the door really quickly, so I gotta make sure that the spring is working. The other thing that's really common too is that it's kind of hard to tell right here, but if you see this right here, I wanna be able to see the edge of the door, okay? If I can't see the edge of the door, that means it's too far over in the track. So what that means basically is that it's gonna come off. So we actually have a couple of doors, not too many, but this is a very common facility where the doors are coming off of their track. So as a result, we're gonna have to have them come back out, because if the doors are popping off the track and they're not sliding up and down, people wanna make sure their stuff is safe, so then they're gonna warp the door, try and rip it, hang it down and whatnot. Other than that, little things, making sure that each one of these doors has a pull. This is something that we'll talk about later on as well, but we also have to make sure we have policies and procedures for making sure these will stick out. Especially in northern climates like Michigan, one of the issues that we deal with is that these will actually get caught with snow plows, or for our skid steers when we're shoveling. They get caught and then they rip the door off, and that becomes a massive issue. These doors over here, these really tall ones over here, these are the ones I'm most focused on when making sure those springs work. So we have one over here where the track wasn't working quite so well. So when they come out, they're likely gonna slide that track over, maybe just like a 1/2 inch, just to make sure that's working. Outside of that, what I'm looking for is little things like cleanup. All this is backfilled, picking up water bottles around site, making sure there's no screws on the ground that people might run over and get a popped tire. I can guarantee you, if somebody comes into your facility and gets a popped tire, that immediately is going to be a 1-star review right there. So we want to avoid those things right off the bat. So I got all this right here that needs to be cleaned up. You can see I got some kind of deep tire grooves in here, so we're going to clean this up too as well. Make sure this is nice and even. Overall, we had a lot of rain this week, so you can see this is really dry over here. So that's a good sign right there. If not, I want to bring in probably a little bit more gravel. And then over here you can see too as well. This is kind of a gauge of where our drainage is at right here. So you can see over here, over off in the distance in the drainage pond, it is a little bit wet. So the drainage is working exactly how we intended it. Out here, it's completely dry, have no signs. And then over here, you got where all the moisture's right here. Nice thing about it too is we hydro seed right here because we don't have sprinkling on site. All this is actually gonna grow in grass pretty much by the end of the year, so we don't have to worry about having to come back and try to water it. That's it from Newego Self Storage. See ya.